are going to start in mountain pose at the top of our mats. Take 5 deep breaths. All of our poses today will be 5 breaths each. So anytime we move into a pose, you can take 5 deep breaths. That's when we'll move to the next one. As we take our last deep breath, we're going to bring our arms up to the sides, all the way up over our heads. And release the arms down. We'll do this 3 times. Deep breath in, arms up. Deep breath out, arms down. One last time. And this time we're going to keep our arms up, feeling the energy between the distance between our hands. Feeling that grounding into our feet, focusing on the energy between our hands, connecting us all the way through our arms, through our chest, our belly, our hips, our knees, into our feet, into the mat, connecting us to the earth. And as we let a brief breath out, we are going to release our arms to our side and swing down to the ground for a forward fold. Exhale. We're just getting started, so if you can't reach your fingers all the way to the ground, you can bring to your shins or to your thighs. And you can just let go, bend your knees a little bit, wrap your arms in each other, and swing side to side, letting the weight of your head stretch your spine. Crisscross your arms the other way. We'll do that a few more times again. And deep breath in, and your breath out, you're going to release your hands to the ground. Straighten up the spine, whether that's on your shins or on your thighs, doesn't matter. And forward fold. We're going to come up one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to do up with our arms, deep breath in. Swan dive down. Come up on breath in. And release down. We're going to do our first flow. We're going to step back to plank. You can do this on your feet or on your knees into a plank tabletop. We're going to do a push-up down chaturanga, grazing your sides with your arms. You can come all the way down, or you can go directly into upward dog. I'm going to do a cobra. Release the feet, release the hands, and down. I'm going to scoot a little bit back so you can see. Breath out. We're going to go into downward dog, so push up into down dog, hips up and back. We're going to walk our feet to our hands and come all the way up. Going to do that 3 times. Fan the arms down, forward fold, come up, forward fold, plank. You can jump or step, chaturanga, cobra, or upward dog. Downward dog, breath out. Walk your feet up. Swan dive up. And directly back down. Last one. Straighten out the spine. Forward fold. Jump back or step back. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. And down dog, we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. You can pedal out your feet if that feels comfortable. You can move around. We're going to inhale our right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip, try to keep your other legs and shoulders squared into the ground. Straighten out the leg. Your breath out, you're going to touch your right knee to your right wrist. 3-legged dog on inhale. Right knee to left wrist. 3-legged dog. Now you're going to take your knee to your chest on exhale and bring it through for a high crescent lunge. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths. On our next breath out, we're going to shift into Warrior 2. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, open your arms and go to the side. Make sure to accommodate your feet accordingly. It should be heel to arch, so heel to arch or heel to heel. Your back foot should be at a 90-degree angle. So check all the points. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. Focus on bringing this top knee further out and back to feel that stretch in your inner thigh and groin area. Focus on looking into your middle finger on your right side on that forward arm, and everything else becomes blurred. We're going to do on our next breath, we're going to breath in, flip the palm up, and reverse our warrior. Bring it back. Focus is now still on driving that knee out to the right to stretch the inner thigh, as well as the rib cage on the top side. 5 breaths, and as you breathe in and out, really focusing on those ribs, expanding and stretching. Last breath out, we're going to go back into Warrior 2. I know that thigh is burning, keep it up. And we're going to transition into a Warrior 1. We're going to swing our left arm forward like this, as we also shift our back foot into a slightly 45-degree angle. Deep breath in. Now your focus will be to drive that right knee out, as well as keeping your torso as squared forward as possible. You'll feel the stretch on that left inner thigh. 5 breaths. After this, we're going to shift into pyramid. So on your breath out, you're going to roll your fingers forward into the mat. You're going to shift your foot a little bit in and straighten out that right leg. Try to keep both heels on the ground. You can be up here, or you can fold forward, even touching the thigh. Or if you have any blocks, you can do that too. You should feel a stretch over your right hamstrings. 5 breaths here. Relax the head. On our last breath in, we're going to bring the legs together so the left will meet the right into a forward fold. Hands to shins. Lower back again. We're going to jump or step back to our plank and do chaturanga into upward dog or cobra. And out to downward dog. 5 breaths here. You can shift around, accommodate. Try to drive those heels to the ground to stretch your calves. We're going to do the same sequence with the left side on the front. Take a deep breath in and lift your left leg up to the sky, keeping the hips squared. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Gonna focus on keeping those arms and shoulders even, pointing equally to that ground. Straighten out the leg. On the deep breath out, we're going to touch left knee to left wrist. Breath in, 3-legged dog. Breath out, left knee to right wrist. Three-legged dog. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our knee to our chest and in between our hands for high crescent lunge. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Just like at the beginning, focus on the energy between the space between your hands. And that energy grounding you all the way down to your left foot. We're going to shift to warrior 2. I'm going to be facing the other side. Breath out, warrior 2. Make sure to align, again, 90 degrees on the right foot. Align heel to heel or heel to arch. Focus on driving that left knee to the left so you can feel a stretch in that inner thigh. And focus your gaze on that middle finger of the left hand. Everything else becomes blurred. On our next breath, we're going to shift into warrior 1 by rolling out our right arm and putting our right foot in a slightly more 45-degree angle. Still focus on driving that left knee out. The stretch should feel more on that right inner thigh. On our next breath, we're going to shift to pyramid, lowering our hands, bringing our foot a little bit forward, and straightening out that left leg. Square your hips forward, and relax your head. I'm going to be here for 5 breaths.
that last breath out. Bring your right leg to meet your left. Forward fold. We're going to bring it all the way up, one vertebra at a time.
Mountain pose. Just 3 breaths here. We're going to immediately bring up our arms and swipe down again. We're going to do another flow, forward fold.
And step or jump back to plank for chaturanga, cobra or upward dog, and downward dog. We're going to work now on our spine. So we're going to deep breath in, bring our right leg up. We're going to take a deep breath out into our right wrist. 3-legged dog, deep breath in. Left wrist out. 3-legged dog. And we're going to bring our knee to our chest, foot steps between our hand. You can either do a low crescent lunge or a high crescent lunge for this one. High crescent lunge will be more challenging. Going to rotate to the right and do reverse crescent lunge. You can use your thigh to bring in that spine and rotate, and stay here for 5 breaths. Bring it forward, hands down, and we're going to do right angle post. Bring your foot down to 45-degree angle. Bring up that left arm. You can also swing it forward and do a stretch over the ribs as well. Really focusing on the deep breath to stretch out that left side of the ribs, while also focusing on stretching the right inner thighs. Really try to work on rotating the torso and the thoracic spine up. On our last breath out, we're going to roll our hand forward into the inside of our right thigh, and we're going to go into lizard. You can bring your knee down. You can stay up here, or you can bring your elbows to the ground. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. From here, we're going to actually have our right leg meet our left in tabletop. We're going to do some cat cows. We're going to do 5 of those. Deep breath in and out. Really focusing on that thoracic spine, upper back, and the middle back. A little bit of emphasis on that upper and middle back for the ribs. You can still stretch your lower back as well. From here, we're going to go directly into plank, chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Lift our left heel up with an inhale, and left heel, or left knee, sorry, to left wrist. Inhale the leg up. Right knee to right wrist, left knee to right wrist. Leg up. We'll bring the knee to our chest and step between our hands. Remember, you can do a high crescent or low crescent. We're going to do a twist. So we're going to come into a high crescent or low crescent lunge. Breathe out, fan out your arms, and bring it back using the back arm, really focusing on that twist. And we'll do 5 breaths. On the breath out, we're going to rotate down into our side angle, really focusing on bringing up our torso, rotating our upper back, while also focusing on that stretch off the inner thigh. You can keep your arm here, or bring it up over your head to also stretch the rib cage a little bit more. And as we come down, we're going to go into our lizard pose. Bring your knee down and either stay up here, or you can bring your elbows to the mat. And come up, bring your left knee to meet your right knee into tabletop. Going to do 5 cat-cows again here. Breath in and breath out. We're going to put our great toes together, spread out our knees into a wide-seated child's pose. Five deep breaths. From here, we're going to take a deep breath in and slightly grace the mat to the right so we can stretch that left side. Again, focusing as you breathe in to stretch out those ribs. Trying to keep the hips squared down into the mat. On our next breath out, we're going to bring it to the other side, left side. Same thing, trying to stretch out that right side. Focus on your ribs as you breathe in. Our next breath, bring it to center, and slowly bring your hands to your knees. You're gonna sit up. We're gonna do a little camel. For this one, we're gonna bring our knees to a 90-degree angle. You can either bring your hands into your buttock, almost like if you had jean pockets, and stay here. Try to focus on keeping your elbows together and bring your heart up, stretching out the neck, relaxing the shoulders, or you can take it further. You can bring one hand at a time to your heels and focus on opening up your chest. Slowly bring one hand up at a time. And now we're going to sit cross-legged in the center of our mat. We're going to finish with some spine twists. I'm going to bring on a deep breath in, both arms up. On our breath out, we're going to take our left hand into our right knee, right hand right behind us. Try to relax your shoulders. Try to feel like someone has a string on the top of your head, trying to stretch you upwards, while you also try to twist your spine. Every deep breath out, focus on bringing that spine a little bit more rotation. On our last breath out, we're going to come back to center with arms up. We're going to cross the other way. And on our exhale, we're going to bring our right hand to our left knee, left hand behind us. Focusing again on staying straight with our spine, using our arms to help us twist further on each breath out. On our last breath out, we're going to come back to center. We're going to go into a butterfly to stretch our lower backs. In comfortable position, making sure that your back stays straight. You're going to bring your left hand to your left knee, right hand to your toes or feet, and you're going to lean toward one side, making sure to keep that knee away. With your hand, you can either twist forward or back, whatever more you feel this stretch in your lower back area. You hold it for deep 3-5 breaths. And our last breath in, we're going to come up and switch sides, right hand to right knee, left hand to feet, and lean away. Again, finding that forward or upward position where you feel the most stretch in this mid-low back area. And 5 breaths. Our last breath, we're going to come up. And I thank you for being here with me today. You are free to do Shavasana, I would say, if you want to, as much time as you have. And on my end, thank you so much for watching this video.